Hi everybody and welcome back to another video of me, Tom Dollimore. I started the season as the #1 ranked manager on the FPL Research and FPL Forum manager rankings. You can follow me right here each game week as I share my thoughts to take on the challenges of this season. So let's dive straight in and have a look at how I did in game week 6. So obviously I used my wild card. So yeah, starting in goal we had Raya with 2 points. Unfortunately, one part of the wild card I didn't really like was the triple Arsenal. I think ultimately most people that wildcarded went with the triple Arsenal. I think it's the right play long term. It's just unfortunately in the week of the wildcard it's not great having Newcastle away. So yeah, I didn't expect too much, but yeah, only 2 points there. Moving into defence, obviously we've got Guardiola with 2 points. I kind of hoped for more here, but yeah, it is what it is. I kind of convinced myself that, and speaking to people, I got quite confident on his minutes, and unfortunately he's been subbed on the 70th minute here. I think he's fine. I think in my head, so my initial reaction was, this is not good. I should have gone for Tarkowski. Pretty much my reaction when every decision doesn't play out the way I expect. But yeah, I kind of thought I should have gone for Tarkowski. Obviously Tarkowski didn't do great either, so it ended up fine. But yeah, the initial reaction was this was a bad move. But then yeah, reflecting on it, I think he's come back from injury. He's played a few games, and yeah, they've just given him a bit of a break there. And I think he will still start most games, and I think the minutes will improve as he gets further along the timeline from getting back from that injury. So yeah, I think I've convinced myself he's alright now, but we'll keep an eye on it. So yeah, then we've got Gabriel with 13 points. Obviously brilliant result there, kind of saved the wild card and redeemed the triple Arsenal pick. So yeah, that's great there. It should start going up in price as well now, so yeah, good to get in there early. Then we've got Senesi, 7 points. He was always nailed on the wild card, and yeah, returned again with Defcon points as well. So yeah, really good pick there. But I was never in doubt there. Moving into midfield, I've got Reinders again. Slightly disappointing there as well. Only getting 2 points. Expected more in the fixture, but Ndiaye, again, I kind of wanted more from him, but only 2 points. Nothing this week. And Semenyo, obviously I had the long debate with myself on whether to go with Semenyo or not. The alternative was Matoma, and it turns out Matoma got subbed on the 66th minute, didn't return, and he's now a bit of a doubt for game week 7. So dodged a bullet there and went with the right option. Then yeah, now we've got to talk about Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, I've been raving on about how he's the #1 pick, best value player in the game, and then he goes and does this to me. Yeah, -1 points, brilliant. It's just really unlucky. I mean, the way I look at it is the fact that he's had 2 penalties now and he's still been scoring okay just goes to show you, if he'd scored those penalties, everyone would be raving about him. It's just the fact that he's missed those penalties and he's got such a great penalty record before those. It's just really unfortunate. It's probably one of the most unlucky things I can remember happening to me in this game. Yeah, ultimately, again, my initial reaction was he's going to be off penalties now, and that's a disaster. People are already not going for him because they're not sold on him, and now he's going to start losing value. So yeah, it's not ideal. But I've run the numbers, and even if he never took a penalty again, he would still be in my team. Probably get a lot of backlash for that one, but yeah, he's still going to be in my team even if he never takes another penalty. So comfortable with that again. But I'm pretty sure now I've let it settle. I'm pretty sure he'll still be on penalties. I mean, I've kind of settled on the fact that I think there's more than a 50% chance that he'll still be on penalties, which is enough of a margin for me to be happy with as well. So yeah, he's going to stay. Moving on to forwards, we've got João Pedro, only 2 points. Now this feels like the biggest disaster at the minute. I forget that how quickly people move on from players. So I've bought him and now people are selling him. I'll probably lose money on him, to start with. Yeah, the biggest problem is long term. He's not in the next sort of 5 weeks. He's fine, but I will probably be selling him eventually, and I don't want to be in a situation where I've lost money and then I've got to sell him. If I lose money on a player from the initial purchase price, I want to try and wait for people to buy that player back when they come good again, and then recover that money. But yeah, I've just got a fear that that's not going to happen. I'm going to lose money on him, but I'm just hoping that he gives me points in return while I've got him. So a bit of a doubt on him this week, but we'll come back to that. Yeah, Haaland, obviously, great return. All very late. Triple captainers were sweating a bit, I think, but yeah, good to have him finally. Gyökeres, he's continued to be a bit disappointing, but I still think he's going to come good. Yeah, only 2 points there, but again, that was the fixture away to Newcastle, so I didn't expect too much. So yeah, that's how the wild card's gone, and it was 70 points, which it's difficult to say here whether it's gone well or not. I think my sort of general feeling at the end of it all is that it's gone okay. I can look at it and say I should have gone triple captain, because the triple captainers are laughing. They've got those points in the bag now. Ultimately, I never really considered that in my chip strategy, and I always was aiming for a few weeks I was aiming for this wild card, so I don't really think about it too much. I think in terms of what I could have done, or what the other choices I was going to make, and looking at how this wild card's gone, I think if you take Haaland out of the equation of the 70 points, then it doesn't seem like a lot of points. I think Gabriel saved it, and I think it's okay. It's not bad. Just a quick mention of Alderete on the bench. Obviously, yeah, I built this wildcard with a plan of bench boost in 7, so yeah, it's a bit of a week early, but it's nice to... with any points on the bench, I always think I'd rather have it on my bench than not have that player at all. So I've already got 0.1 mil price rise off it, and I just look at the positives, so that's good. But yeah, it would have been nice to get that on the bench boost, but never know, might do it again. We'll see. So yeah, I think the wildcard has been okay. It's definitely not a failure, that's for sure. Moving on to my team for game week 7. So I've got 3 transfers built up. Barring any team news, I don't think I'm going to make any transfers, so I'll be rolling to 4. Obviously, straight after the wild card, you wouldn't expect to use a transfer straight away. So we've got Raya in goal against West Ham at home. I mean, West Ham looked a little bit better with a new manager, but I still think, yeah, it's a great fixture there. Then we've got, in defence, we've got Gvardiol against Brentford away. Hopefully he starts returning for me. Got assist in midweek, so that'd be nice to get some of those points in FPL. Then we've got Gabriel again against West Ham now. I think this is my biggest concern this week. He got subbed early midweek, and people are speculating that he might be rested here. It's obviously quite an easy fixture for them. They've got a bit more depth in the defence now, so yeah, it's a bit of a concern, especially when you're bench boosting, and this is why I can't stand the bench boost chip, because you're always trying to plan for this perfect scenario where you've got a really good bench and you don't need to use it all in 1 week. It's just such a hard thing to capture. Yeah, I can't stand it, but I don't know. I'm just got to wait for any indication from press conferences on that one. Yeah, obviously at the moment he's in the starting lineup. Senesi, star player, going to start him against Fulham at home. Moving into midfield, we've got Reinders again, Brentford away. Yeah, he's always looks close to returning. And I know he's only 5 point. I don't know what he's now, 5.7, 5.8. But yeah, he's cheap, but he always looks like he can deliver so much more. So hopefully we start getting some points through again from him. And DA, quite liking this week. I know it's against Crystal Palace at home, but I'm thinking with Dewsbury Hall out, I actually think he could be better. I think he'll play off the left with Grealish in the 10. What's his name? Tyler Diblin on the right. And I think their attack will probably be much more fluid like that. I think, yeah, they've been kind of trying to cram the players they want in. And I think I do think this lineup will be more fluid and be better for NDA. So yeah, that's kind of been a little positive, I think, and hopefully he can get something this week. Semenyo against Fulham, obviously, I've made the right choice, got Semenyo, so I'm going to play him. Bruno Fernandes. Now this Manchester United against Sunderland fixture, if you look at it just from Manchester United or Bruno Fernandes' point of view, Sunderland at home, your initial reaction is, oh, this is a brilliant fixture. Manchester United have been so bad and Sunderland have been so good, I'm not so sure anymore. I don't even know how to call this fixture. So yeah, we're still going to start Bruno Fernandes, and yeah, like I said, he's staying in the team. I mean, like I keep saying, he's got so many ways he can return points, and hopefully he gets a penalty that he scores as well. That'd be nice. Moving into the forwards, we've got João Pedro. Now, I don't actually think Liverpool at home, I think this is probably a bit too far, but I don't mind that fixture. And I think a lot of people are selling him, people are expecting more from him. Yeah, I don't mind that fixture, and the fixtures after are definitely good, so I'm going to keep him. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of doubt of him starting, but I think he probably will. I think there's speculation that he might be sort of playing on an injury to stay out of the national team, but I just can't see him not starting against Liverpool. I think it's a game we want to win, so, and I think he's staying in my team. Obviously Haaland captain again, that's just a no-brainer really. Yeah, he's been absolutely mental again this season, so yeah, Haaland captain, and then Gyökeres. Hopefully he finally gets us a good return. I've actually got him vice captain. I did have it on Bruno Fernandes, but I thought I might get a bit too much backlash on that one. That might be a bit too far. So yeah, we've got Gyökeres, West Ham at home. Hopefully he can start returning some points. Now, obviously I said I've been planning, I did the wild card planning for the bench boost this week. I'm wavering a bit. Not too much, just a little bit. With the doubt on Gabriel, and I mean, I know I said I think it's fine, but there's a slight fraction of a doubt on João Pedro. Yeah, it's I mean, what I actually found. So I planned the whole wild card for a bench boost in 7, but I didn't even think about it, and I didn't realise that the bench boost with this team with no transfers still actually works really well in game week 8. Obviously the downside there is you've got the whole international break, potential of injury and having to deal with that in your team, and it could mess it up. So that's why I never planned for 8, but I planned for 7, and 8 looks okay. So now that we've got some doubt on a couple of players, I started the ball rolling, me thinking, okay, what are the alternatives? So I looked at 8, thought about it. I still think the risk is higher than the risk in this game week, so I've kind of ruled that out. But then I started looking at, okay, longer term, what are the alternatives? So I've always been planning, sort of penciled in free hit in game week 14. I liked it in 14. It seemed to give me the sort of best flow and best like expected scores later down the line. But yeah, I've kind of been playing with a bench boost in 15. And I don't like that because I like it because when you look at the transfers that you gain in 16, the way in my head that it's kind of, and this is what I've been thinking about as well, is how to build up to that, getting the 5 transfers in game week 16. And the way I see it in my head is the transfers, in my head, transfers always have a value. So when you're storing up transfers, they always have a value. The closer you get to getting those, having to use all your, or not having to, but you want to use all your transfers to maximise use of transfers in game week 15, because you'll lose them all. Any that you don't lose, like if you use them all, you get a completely new set of 5 transfers in 16. So as you get closer to that, the value of a transfer decreases. So, and I don't know exactly, you know, I haven't got a fixed number here where it's like, okay, at this point a transfer is worth this much and at this point it's worth this much. But in my head, a transfer is worth a certain amount now, and when you come to game week 15, if you've got 5 transfers, they're all worth nothing because you've got to use them all, or you want to use them all, and you get them all back. There's some sort of, between now and game week 15, the value of a transfer decreases. I kind of did some planning on you basically still putting the free hit in 14, and there's another reason I like a free hit in 14 is because the free hits you don't get a transfer. So fact that you're using it close to that game week 15 means that you're losing a transfer by using a free hit, and that transfer isn't worth as much as if I had that transfer now. So if I'm gonna free hit in 14 and then I could bench boost in 15 and use all of my transfers to make the bench boost really good, and then I get 5 transfers back in 16. I haven't done a huge amount of looking into it, but I kind of had the thought, I mean, I've thought about it before, but I've been so busy thinking about the wild card and when to use the wild card and so many chips that I've not given that game week 16 transfers a huge amount of thought. So yeah, I kind of had this thought only when I started wavering on this bench boost 7, and I think building up to that bench boost in 15 could be an option. Now the flip side of that is I've already kind of tailored my wild card a little bit to build a bench boost team to some extent. I tried to avoid that as much as I could, which is why I went for Eldry 4 million defender rather than spreading the funds a bit more. But yeah, I've kind of already sacrificed some value from a wild card to build a bench boost, and then I'm basically looking at doing that again further down the line with the transfers in game week 15 if I go for that option. But at the moment, with what I've looked at so far, I think I'm overcomplicating it, and I think I should just go ahead and get the bench boost out of the way. I'm going to think about it more. I'm going to wait to see what I hear in the press conferences tomorrow. If we hear something like Gabriel's out or João Pedro's not playing or anything else like that, then I'll look at the options for transfers to fix it. If I can't get something I like, then I might, I think I'm still going to, I probably will anyway, do a bit more looking into this option of building up to using all your transfers in 15 to then build a bench boost. The only other thing about 15 I don't like is it's not a midweek, but it's there's a midweek before it, so you've got those 3 Premier League fixtures in a row, and you always end up with some rotation around them, and you never really know which week it's going to be in and which players in which week, so it does carry that risk with it as well. So yeah, I could end up in a situation where I'm planning again for a bench boost, which I actually hate. Yeah, I always do. It doesn't matter how much I hate it, I always do what I think's best. So yeah, I'd be building up and sacrificing value along the way and around it to build that bench boost team. But then yeah, I just really like it because you're going to end up in a situation where you want to use all your remaining transfers in 15 because you get them back in 16, and when you get them back in 16 you're then going to have 5 transfers, so you're immediately going to want to use transfers again so you don't burn them. So you can build that bench boost team in 15, and then you're going to want to use a transfer to start getting more value back out, so it's getting out of that bench boost structure. So yeah, so that's where I'm kind of at. So if I do bench boost, it's obviously I've got Dubravka away to Villa now. They've started firing a bit, but yeah, I still think it's an okay fixture. I've got Stack home to Tottenham now. That's not the best fixture, but it's a home one, and yeah, Tottenham started wavering a little bit, so it's not too bad. And then Anderson, obviously, has been absolutely brilliant. It's away to Bournemouth, so yeah, I think that one's one where you kind of want your 4 points, expecting your defcons from him, and but you know, anything could happen. And then Alderete. As I've said, I don't know what's going to happen in that fixture, but another 17 points would be nice. At the moment, with the information we've got, I think I'll just get rid of the bench boost, and then just use those transfers and that transfer situation in 15-16 and just maximise value out of it. Yeah, at the moment I'm still bench boosting, but yeah, it'll depend on information from the press conferences or any leaks we get. So yeah, I think that's it from me for today. I hope you had a good game week, and I hope you have a good game week this week. I'll see you in the next video.